Another kill production.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Shabazz. Welcome to the channel. Week 12 has came and went. I was so mad this week. And quick story time. Well, my Ravens lost, as you already know. But that's one of the reasons why I'm mad, but not the biggest reason why I'm mad. I go 11-5 against the spread. Not bad. But ladies and gentlemen, the biggest reason for why I am mad today is because I could have been $250 richer. I wonder, Shabazz, why? Like, why do you say that? Well, had a FanDuel Sportsbook, hit me up. Caesars hit me up. DraftKings hit Natural up because I personally don't use DraftKings, but hey, you like it, I love it. You afford? I think I gotta get the legs. Let me get the legs. One second.
As Shabazz gets the legs, hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving break or Thanksgiving. If you're in college, had a good Thanksgiving break. If you're just working, hope you guys had a relaxing Thanksgiving. We talked about it last Wednesday, but thankful for the show, thankful for football. Obviously thankful for FanDuel and just the opportunity to bet. And we say this a lot, but we should probably clarify this. We don't bet, at least we make our spreads and we make our predictions, right? And we put money on, like, we put 10-cent, 50-cent dollar here sometimes. But yeah, we're in the business of making money, yes, but at the same time, we're not trying to get rich quick kind of thing. Like, if you're watching the game, like, for example, Thursday night, we're going to talk about that. The game's coming up tomorrow. Thursday night is Bills Patriots, right? I'm watching the game anyway, right? So why would I not put like a 10-cent 20-leg parlay on things that might not even happen, like Josh Allen having like an interception with 200 yards plus and all that extra stuff? It might not happen, but if it does, hold on, we hit. So the fact that Shabazz almost won $250 on like just teasers and stuff like that, hey, it's entertainment for you. Gambling is supposed to be entertainment, not a means to an end.
True.
To just have fun and have a good time.
For sure.
But
for sure. So I got it. So first of all, on Thursday, Thanksgiving games, I had a 6-leg parlay, and everything else hit except for the over in the Bills Lions game. Guess Tyler Bass missed an extra point, and kicker got jinxed by Jim Nantz. So I would have hit the over on that one, and I would have won probably, I think, $18. I would have won. Feel me? Right. But I had put fit. I like Natural said, hey, $10. Normally $25 the most I would go for. But the odds I was looking with, and I looked at the spread, I was like, yo, I could put 50 on this.
You what?
Yeah. I put $50 down on this bet. So I go by one. It was 14 teaser. It's a 15-leg teaser. Basically every other game except for one. And it was the Vikings game. I would have won that too. I had line. So with teasers, quick. So with teasers, you can adjust the spread a certain number, right? So for me, I did a plus 14 teaser. So basically, for example, let's say last week the Lions were underdogs by 9.5. You do 14 to that, it's now 23.5, right? Now, as you increase the odds of the teaser or increase the number of the teaser, obviously the odds will decrease. So at the end, it was only a plus 400. So you put $1, you win $4. Put $10, you win $40. I put $50 to win 200. Well, I would pay out 250 because you'll get the money back and extra 200. So I had to.
That ain't no problem. Huh?
You feel me? That ain't no problem, right? 23. Detroit Lions 23.5. Smashed it. Giants 24.5. They lost, but smashed it. Falcons 18. Smashed it. Browns, they actually won. So it didn't matter. 17.5. Smashed it. Titans, it was a close game. 16.5. They lost by 8. Smashed it. Panthers won. They spanked the Broncos. We want to talk about that. 16.5. Smashed it. Texans, they was getting destroyed 30-0. I was a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I texted my older brother because he told me in his bet. And for those who don't know what a tell is, a tell of a bet is like, yo, like I'm gonna basically do the same thing you're doing. Like, we just get money together. Like, so you do a good. Like, I think that bet is good enough. I bet I'm gonna tail it. You feel me? So he tailed it, and he's like, yo, I'm nervous about the Texans. I was like, yo, bro, me too, because it was 30-0 at halftime. But garbage time. Everything prevent defense. To get the yards and get the touchdowns. So eventually, I smashed it. Ravens, they lost by 1. I had them plus 10. Smashed it. Raiders smashed it. Cardinals, Rams, Saints, Packers, Steelers, all these smashed, right? Now, why am I mad, y'all? I had the Chicago Bears. I didn't have them winning the game. I had the Jets winning the game. I did have that, and I got that right. But I had a plus 20 on the Bears losing. So if they had lost, which they did, I wouldn't have been tripping. But as long as it was within 20 points, I would have been good. Teams is not getting spanked by 21. They're not giving up the 6 in Madden like that anymore, especially this season. Tell me how they lose by 21. Bro, when that happened, I was like, yo, I'm done. I'm done with FanDuel. Because I'm like, I'm done. I couldn't press no bets anyway. That's a whole different discussion we don't need to talk about. I figured out the reason why too. I'll tell you off screen. But like, I'm like, yo, bro, you serious? You serious? Bro, everything else smashed except for this one. So I was trying to type $200 richer, bro. What? You know, could do $200, bro? That's a trip to AC going to blackjack. Like, going to horrors. Like, come playing with me. But my journey aside, won some money yesterday with Caesars. We all right now. But
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
that's a fact. But enough about my pain, enough about my suffering. We got a lot of more pain and suffering to discuss because Ravens and Saints lost. But before we talk into that, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's get right. If you're joining from Natural's Twitter, welcome to the show. Subscribe to this channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share the links. Share the links out. Let's grow the family. So Thursday, Thanksgiving, everyone getting the good food. For me, they're going on their walks. Bills and Lions are actually competitive. The Lions, first half, they kept it competitive. They had a turnover, and I think Jamal Williams fumbled. He fumbled, and I was like, "Oh shit, here go regular Detroit, and they're just going Detroit. Detroit's going Detroit." And they was going to spiral, but they didn't. Surprisingly, they didn't. They kept composure. They really, as soon as the Bills scored a touchdown, they drove back down the field. Amon-Ra, Jamal Williams got a touchdown, and I was like, okay, this is improvement. At the end, the Bills, the Lions had a chance to take the lead. They took the lead, and then you feel me, the Bills gonna build. and the Stephon Diggs is still that guy, and he's I think the number one rated running. Well, that's the running back, wide receiver in fantasy. But I think he's top 5. I don't think he's the best in my opinion, but you can't deny that he has a remarkable talent. And Josh Allen, my main takeaway, he threw another red zone interception. And actually, it was in the end zone.
No, it wasn't.
It's a red zone, right?
It's
Another
not.
red zone interception.
Yeah.
You can't have those.
Can't keep doing it. Can't keep doing
He
it.
does like for the last month, he's been doing that. And I'm
Mhm.
like, yo, like the bye week doesn't count, but still, like, he's been doing it for a month now. You can't have that. You cannot. He has to pick it up. He has to stop turning the ball. He plays the Patriots on Thursday. They can get you some turnovers now. They definitely can. So be on the lookout for that, Buffalo. But the running game, again, Josh Allen cannot be taking these hits. Like, he got flipped 3 times at least. I was watching. He got flipped mad times on his shoulder, on his arm. They're throwing side. I'm like, yo, one day, knock on wood, of course, you're going to fuck around and find out. Like, you just cannot do that. So they got to find some remnants of a running game because you keep saying it. You can't run the ball in the playoffs. You're going to have a bad time.
Sure.
So,
I mean, my takeaways for the Lions. I mean, Lions are like, shout out to Kevin Wiles. They're frisky, man. They're frisky. They will fight. Like Dan Campbell, beginning of the year, we're like, oh, Dan Campbell's gonna get fired. They're like 1-6. They're gonna be done. Like he's a good motivator, but not a good coach. But man, them Lions teams, like, they fight for him. I want him to win and string some games together because they they have something. They have something. Obviously, draft coming up, they're gonna probably get a quarterback because Jared Goff has limitations. But man, the the talent around him, and with Jameson Williams coming back from IR, like, the Lions have an offense that can put up points. But I guess the biggest thing is that, Lions are 4-8. They're gonna 4-7. Sorry. And hey, we never know. Crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened. But I think another big takeaway, and this we can move on. The Lions left too much time for sure, but like, it is what it is. But Von Miller getting hurt. I mean, he went on
definitely
a
true.
show. He went on a show or his podcast and talked about how it's not really not a big deal. It's like it's a deal, but not like the hugest deal in the world. Like, he's gonna miss some time, but not a lot of time. But hyperextended knees and ACLs, sprains and stuff like that are not to play with, especially with an older defensive lineman. So, hey, Bills got escaped with one. Escaped with one. Because I think if this game should not have been close. Spread thought so. People thought so. It's just a nice story. Detroit is they're lovable losers. You want them to be great, and they have moments. They have flashes like, can the Lions actually win a game? And then nope. The very first play when they're trying to get to the field goal range, you have like a 25 or 30-yard play with 2 timeouts. So it's like, damn, yep, Lions are gonna lose in the classic fashion. Fun fact, then we can move on to the Cowboys game. The Lions play every Thanksgiving. They lost the same exact way last Thanksgiving against Chicago, where nip and tuck all game. Lions kind of have a lead, and then all of a sudden, boom, field goal wins the game, and they go home sad. Every single year it happens. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. But next we got Dallas, and then the Giants, where I was sweating at 8 points. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had the Giants +8, and I was like, ooh, I'm sweating it. And I think my biggest takeaway is Dallas.
What's +10?
That's +10. Yeah, my bad. Dallas has kinks in their armor, man. They can't stop the run. They cannot stop the run. But it's one of those things that, yeah, you can't stop the run, but like, we have an offense that is going to put up points, and unless you can put up points and have the talent at receiver or tight end or the weapons on offense to compete with us, you can't stop us because Micah Parsons, man, Micah Parsons is defensive player of the year. Like, hands down, he is defensive player of the year. He's making plays that he's not just empty calorie stats. They are impacting the way the games are played. Like literally another game of 2 sacks, 2+ sacks. Like I know Matthew Judon, he's awesome. You gonna say Sauce Gardner?
No, Nick Bosa.
Like, I don't know. That's a whole totality of a defense for the Niners, though. The whole totality.
Hey,
It's an argument to be had for sure.
there's an argument to be had.
Arguments to
The
be had.
media's gonna go with Michael Parsons though, for sure.
I'm going with Michael Parsons right now. Now he could fall off a little bit. He also didn't miss any games. Nick Bosa missed some time. So
He missed like 2 games. That's right.
he missed some time. That's it. He missed some time.
You right.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, just it's good. Good Cowboys winning. Shout out to the NFC East. For years, they were laughing stocks. For years, they were the worst division of football. Now it's just the NFC South. Hey, we'll take it. We still have a chance to be in the playoffs anyway at 4-8. But shout out to the NFC East. The Giants fight, man. They're hurt. They have everybody's hurt. Everyone keeps getting hurt. But they fight, man. They keep on fighting. And that's shout out to Brian Daboll. Like that's just a fighting mentality. Yeah. And they were winning at some point. And lastly, move on to you. Dak Prescott can't keep turning the ball over him.
Bro, that's literally my takeaway. Because fuck the Giants.
You can't because if the Giants had an offense that was healthier, the Giants would have won this game. But again, at some point, Daniel Jones, and he can't win he can win a Super Bowl, but he can't win because of him.
Mm.
But man, Dak Prescott keeps making games a little too close for comfort. But that's what I just gotta say. Good job of the Cowboys. Good fight for the Giants, but Cowboys get some kinks in their arm.
Yeah. So 2 things. One, you say Dak, and I completely agree with you because penalties, turnovers. That's usually what wins. Wins or you lose games. If you can control the turnover battle, and you can limit your penalties, you usually are in a good spot to win these games. You had 2 and you had more penalties, and a lot of penalty yards just kept the Giants, especially in the first half. You was down in the first half, but then you exploded for 20 something points. Like that happens. The Cowboys offense, when it's clicking, can be dangerous and it can be potent. But the limiters of holding calls and slowing the drives down, false starts, and on the defensive side, defensive pass interferences and defensive holding and legal context, you name it. Hey, eventually it's gonna come back to you. And a lot of people still don't trust the Cowboys, even if they're one of they're legit one of the most well balanced teams in the league. But weaknesses is blatant. Like quarterback, he's gonna turn over the ball. And I'm sorry for the sirens in the screen. And then coaching. Coaching is the penalties. That actually reflects on the coach. You can't keep doing that. And that had happened last year against the 49ers, and then happened on Thanksgiving. If it was any other team who with a smidgen of other offense besides their running back, bro, they would have lost. They would have lost, and arguably should have lost. Now, they won the game. They're second in the division now because the Giants is slipping. They're slipping. That's another thing to note. Once teams figure you out, how can you adjust the adjustment?
Mm-hmm.
That's Brian. This is Brian Daboll's first time as a coach. So this is his first sense of it because he lost 2 straight. Now, if he had lost one and then one another, one against the Cowboys, no one will be pointing it out. But since you lost 2 straight now, and then you go to who they play?
They
play. Hold on.
I want to say Washington.
They play Washington, who is rolling, by the way. If you lose this one, I think it's at home too. Hey, some question marks are gonna be because everyone pumping up their chest like, oh, we're gonna make it to the playoffs. But they keep forgetting this is a rebuilding franchise. They had a great start. Now, if they have some lows and go 7-10, lose the rest of the games, which is possible, definitely possible.
Yeah, the next 3 weeks they go Washington, then Philly, then Washington,
and then back to Washington. That's a hard schedule, especially in division, because division games is always tough. Now they can end up 7-7, and then everyone's like, "Oh snap! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!" Or they could go 2-1 in that sense and actually be competitive to get the wild card. This next stretch of games is a big test for Brian Daboll moving forward because I don't think they're going to keep Daniel Jones, but they got to make it enticing for whoever the future quarterback, Jimmy G, in my opinion, or they drafted somebody, whatever, like a Hendon Hooker in the second or third round. So I don't really do draft talk. That's not really my thing, but that's definitely a possibility. But hey, Giants got to shape up because they were supposed to win against the Lions. They didn't, so now they set them back 2 games instead of 1 game.
Yeah.
Instead of 3 games.
They give up on winning the division, but now you just gotta win. Just get the wins while you can, because they probably have them and the Commanders have the toughest schedule because they got to play the Eagles again. No, the Commanders are done, but the Commanders have to play the Cowboys again, and that's all the craziness.
This whole clusterfuck of shit. But
We'll talk about that.
Patriots and Vikings though was actually pretty dope.
This was the best game of Mac Jones' career
for sure when he lost, which
and
is sucks.
Because
the defense was playing so well the whole year, relative, but then the one game, like, to be fair, started the second half, kickoff return for a touchdown, a great momentum shifter. And once that happened, like, yeah, they kept scoring, and then the catch that wasn't a catch and all that other stuff. Little in the karma, because the Patriots have cheated their way to a lot of 6 Super Bowls. Hey, it's about time you get a taste of your medicine. To be honest, it was a catch, but he didn't have control when it came out. So I can see why it wasn't a catch. But my thing is on the Vikings. Way to bounce back. You got destroyed by the Cowboys. You only scored 3 points. Way to bounce back. Offensively, you guys were clicking. I love to see guys running the ball more, but Patriots have a pretty good holistic defense, or run and pass. So I get it. Justin Jefferson is that dude. And prime time players make prime time plays, or big. I know it's like a big time plays, but hey, he's that guy. Yeah, I keep trying to tell he's top 2, not 2.
I
keep trying to say that, and everyone's like, nah. He keeps proving it. Now Trayvon Diggs might just be his kryptonite. The Darrell Reeves was the same thing to Randy Moss and Calvin Johnson. I'm not trying to say he's Trayvon Diggs is Darrell Reeves. I gotta relax. But if they win this week against the Jets, they clinch the division.
Yeah,
they clinch the playoff spot. They get a playoff spot.
Yeah, but they win, they get in the playoffs. But they clinch the NFC North with the win and a Lions loss,
which is possible. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. Bro, they've been doing everything right this year so far. Lock in tomorrow. Y'all gonna spoiler. They're my candidate for lock the fuck in. If they lock in, have another good game at home against the Jets. We're gonna talk about them a little bit. Ruin my parlay, but we're gonna talk about them a little bit. They definitely can play spoiler, but they can get to the playoffs. I want to see Justin Jefferson in the playoffs. But that's future talk. That's future talk, though. Patriots. Hey, Mac Jones played the best game of his career, but that needs to be consistent. You can't be sputtering all the time like this. And now you play Buffalo on Thursday. That's tough too. But hey, that's what I got.
Yeah, I mean, Patriots. Hey, if the playoffs ended today, if the playoffs started today, they'll be in the playoffs.
They would.
Again, I said shout out to the NFC East, shout out to the AFC West. AFC East as well. Every team is above 500. Every team will be in the playoff right now. Everyone's doing their thing right now. But again, it's a shame when your second-year quarterback, a lot of people have questions about. I have questions about Mac Jones as well. Plays the best game of his career, and yet somehow it doesn't matter. 28 for 39, 382 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. But he had no help from the running game at all. None.
Which is weird for a Belichick offense.
45 yards rushing.
Tough.
I was shocked, to be honest. Also, going in and out of the game because it was late Thanksgiving, a lot of food. So it was the last little bit. But Mac Jones was throwing dots. The Vikings defense needs to wake up because, we talk about the Patriots' ineptitude at receiver. They have great tight ends, but receiver, Jacoby Myers and Algador, he's good, but otherwise it's not he's not like Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase or anything like that.
Buffalo cake. Yo, just if Chiefs Broncos is no longer the Sunday night football game next week. Yes.
What is it?
They said another week 14 has been a flex. So which I'm gonna find out right now, but keep talking.
But yeah, I mean, just overall, it's just like Patriots. If they can continuously get that production from that quarterback from Mac Jones, I mean, next week they play.
Dolphins and Chargers.
Oh, they play the Bills. Broncos. Wait, what?
Dolphins Chargers Sunday night.
Dolphins Chargers. Ooh,
Oh, I love that. We love that on this side.
that's good.
That's great. That's great.
Good. But yeah, the Bills and Mac Jones replicate his performance against the Buffalo in an in-division rival you're trying to catch up to. Because again, stacking wins is not easy to do. And yeah, even in a losing effort, I'm pretty proud of you, Mac Jones. But keep it up. You know, don't rest on your laurels. You know, because of one good game, have another one. Be consistent. Then. The Hackett Packet. If you're new to ShabazzTV, we here at ShabazzTV don't like the Broncos. One, because of Russell Wilson or Sierra's husband. Two, because Nathaniel Hackett can't clock manage to save his life. And three, the Broncos have lost me money on multiple occasions where I bet on them or bet against them and the opposite thing happened. Case in point, I'm like, the under cash, so I'm cool with that. I locked it in under 36.5 guaranteed. Once I found out it was Sam Darnold, I was like, oh yeah, easy. Even if it was Baker Mayfield, easy. Because again, the Broncos defense is legit. This game notwithstanding. But they were on the field for so long because Russell Wilson can't do anything right now. He can't. I don't know what happened to the bro. Literally, it's so bad. The Broncos had 22 minutes of possession. The entire game. 125 passing yards. The score sheet, that's a score sheet. The box score says 145 sacks takeaway. Russell Wilson is cooked. And I am never, ever, never forever betting on the Broncos. Even if they could be playing the sorry Texans. And guess what? They did early in the season. They only won by 6 points. Never, ever, never forever betting on the Broncos again. Because is it Hackett? Is it Russell? Is it expectations? Like, what's going on? He is mentally not there. Russell Wilson, dare I say, be benched? But you can't. You can't bench him because why? You pay him $250 million. You pay him $250 million. You have no first-round pick. The pick that you guys have, guess what? It goes to Seattle. So, literally, at this point, you're like, damn. You got, right now, the Seahawks, technically Seahawks, Broncos had the third pick in the draft. Third. You can't get a new quarterback because you pay we pay him $250 million. You don't have a first round pick for 2 years. You have no second round pick. You're in a terrible situation. And I talked to Corbin a lot. I'm like, what team would you not want to be right now? Because even the Saints. Okay, Saints, coach, he needs to get going. We can talk about him in a second. Quarterback, we need a new one. That's fine. We get one in the draft. We got a second round pick. That's fine. We don't got a first round pick, but we have talent everywhere else. The defense of the Broncos and the dude Purcell cursing him out like, yo, what? Basically shut him out on the sidelines. Like, what are you doing? We doing our job. Get your shit together. And Russell Wilson like, okay. That's it. Okay. No. Yeah, I got you, bro. Like, yo, we're gonna get you right. We're gonna win this game, bro. No, not at all. Panthers defense is good. I say this all the time. They're underrated as hell. I say it all the time in the show every single week. The Panthers defense is legit. So is the Broncos. But if you can't help out your defense, you gotta play complementary football. That's something I've been consistent about. Teams that are great, like the Bills, you can't run the ball, you're gonna lose eventually. Broncos defense, as great as they are, you can't like be on the field for almost 40 minutes and expect to win. You can't. Like, simple as that. Hackett, smoking a Hackett packet for the rest of the season. Period.
I'm disappointed in you, Nacho,
Why?
because you was the beginning. You was the pioneer of the smoke and the hacket packet train, and you abandoned it because I ain't gonna lie. If Baker was the starter, I would have done the same thing. But Sam Darnold was the starter, so I couldn't. I didn't give me an excuse to be like smoking that Baker pack. I couldn't. But it's still smoking that Baker pack because Sam Darnold actually did a pretty good job as a starter against a vaunted Broncos defense. Hey, Broncos country, let's ride out the playoffs. Yes, sir. They're not officially done because obviously there's still a chance, but realistically, no. And any hope that they have will be squashed on Sunday when they play the Ravens. Speaking of my Ravens, that's
Ooh.
after we talk about.
After.
We talk about.
Nah.
We doing that. We gonna skip. We gotta skip.
No. We gotta go for it, bro.
All right. I usually bring this out in W's, but this week I gotta hold it and just console my heart for the pain that we suffered at the hands of the prince that was promised. Shout out to Nick Wright. Nigga, soon after takes him out, he's like, I don't want it. I'm out of here. Let me get the stats. Hold on. So we lose 27-28. Right? Our defense for 3 quarters, pretty good. It was like 19-10. We were up by 9 in the 4th quarter. Scored a touchdown, awesome. But then we let them score 18 points in the 4th quarter. One was a 2-point conversion to win the game. Well, 2 of them were 2-point conversions. Actually, that sucks. Travis Etienne, I know he was injured. I hope you feel better, my brother. We allowed him for 38 rushing yards. Awesome. I'm A-okay with that. We forced some turnovers. We got a lot of stops. We got a lot of punts. We had the ball for 33 minutes. And we only had 3 penalties the whole game for 20 yards. It was a pretty clean game from both sides. And we only punted once. Mind you, we only punted one time. We had 7 more plays. We were 8 for 14 third down. Big improvement for last week. We was like atrocious on third down. I think it was like 3 for like 30 for like 12 or some shit. But we were 8 for 14. That's above 50%. I could live with that. 0 for 1 4th down. We tried and we failed. That's cool. 400 total yards. 250 passing, 160 rushing, you know. But when it comes down to it, right? And the numbers, the Ravens should have won this game. We should have won the game. Y'all want to know why we lost this game, y'all? If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Natchez Twitter. We lost the game because we couldn't finish drives. We 2 reasons. We couldn't finish the game on the defensive end, and we couldn't finish drives on the offensive end for 3 quarters. For 3 quarters, we could not finish. We had to settle for field goal like 4 times. I know we have the greatest kicker of this generation and arguably of all time. I know we have that. He is that man. And literally, I was like, I'm not worried because that first play, first of all, calm down, Renee. Calm down. So let's talk about it. Jack Doyle dropped a touchdown pass. Marcus Robinson dropped a touchdown pass. There was a lot of dropped touchdown passes. Lamar was throwing dots. He was throwing dots. Some overthrows, his fault. Deshaun Jackson had a 62-yarder, definitely a momentum swinger, and he scored that drive. Awesome. Mark Andrews had 4 catches for 50 yards. Josh Oliver, who was this guy? if Likely was in the game, actually I'm a big fan of Isaiah Likely. I like him a lot. But running the ball, Gus Edwards only had 52 yards. We only ran the ball 35 times, which is not bad. Lamar carried it 14 times for 89 yards, though. It's the same thing with Josh Allen, and I'm a fan of Josh Allen. I've been saying he's the MVP the whole preseason, and he's probably not right now. But hey, Lamar, bro, we gotta surround. We gotta get my man some help. We gotta get my man some help. Odell, come to Baltimore, please. I'm not even gonna hold you. Come to Baltimore. You probably won't, but hey, that's me though. But now we get to the real meat and potatoes. This is another, not double digit, but another 2-score lead because 9 points is 2 scores. It's another 2-score lead that we've had, and we squandered it. Squandered it. That was the right word. We literally could be 11-0. We literally could be. We was up to the Dolphins. We was up to the Giants. We was up to the Bills, and we were up against the Jags. And we literally could not finish on the defensive side of the ball. And also, with the exception of the Dolphins game, because we were up by 21, and we still scored in the fourth while they were scoring too. So like that game aside, our offense slacked in the Giants game, turnovers. Our offense slacked in the Bills game, turnovers, and not settling for field goals when you needed to. Keep putting points up on the board. And here, our offense struggled for 3 quarters. Until the fourth quarter, we scored touchdowns. It took a Gus Edwards rushing touchdown and a Lamar pass to Josh Doyle. That's how we scored our touchdowns. That's it, bro. No. And now we get to they scored. I don't think it was a catch, but I could understand it because his shin was down before his butt touched the white. I get that. I honestly get that. I wholeheartedly understand that. However, we had a chance. We had 2 timeouts left. But what does Lamar do? He does a check down. Instead of trying to find someone open to get a shorter distance for the field goal, he tries. She just checks it down. And if Justin Tucker had made the kick, everyone would be spinning 1 or 2 narratives. 1, Ravens are lucky and they're frauds. 2, they're not true contenders. But shout out to the Jags. They are actually a pretty good team. They should have beat the Eagles, but they're at the floor of the gas. So, like, they spanked the Colts. They could have beat the Colts again. They're 4-7. They easily could be 5-6. Hell, 6-5. They lost to the Giants. Literally, they was at the end zone, but they got pushed out in the last second. So the Jags is actually a pretty good team. They got to get more pieces around them. I think next year they'll be even better when Calvin really gets reinstated. So shout out to the Jags, credit to the Jags. But this is yet another win, 2 scores we let slip away from us. And when we play Buffalo again, Bengals again because they're rolling, and the Chiefs and the Dolphins again, we cannot squander these opportunities. Now, Marcus Williams is coming back. Eventually, J.K. Dobbins is in practice again. So our team is getting healthier. But there's still pieces we need, and there's still adjustments we need to be made for us to make a push for the Super Bowl, which I still think we can win. But that's my piece. I'm sad that we lost, but 7-4, we still lead the division. We have the tiebreaker against the Bengals, and we play the Broncos this week. Smoking a hacky packet, always, and we're home. So Jags on the road is always a mysterious place. You feel me? We've seen weird stuff happen in Jacksonville, and especially that mascot. We're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
But credit to the Jags, 100% credit to them. Doug Peterson, we knew he had big balls, and he definitely did it. And it worked out. So That's all I got.
I'm proud of you, Renault.
Shut up.
That's all I got in there. You're the only team in the league that can say you led every single game by at least 2 possessions. But at the same time, it's like, damn, at what cost? You know?
Well, close. Should be 11-0, but it happens.
Yeah.
I'm actually, and real quick, if we want to move on to the Bucks and Browns, I'm actually glad we lost because we were riding like a 3-game Bucks, Ravens, Panthers.
I mean, Bucks, Saints, Panthers.
Sorry, sorry, Bucks, Saints, something. Hold on, time out. I gotta get the facts.
It was Bucks and Saints and Panthers. Yeah.
We had one before that though. Oh no, we lost before. No, yeah, Browns, Bucks, Saints, Panthers. We had one on 4. We was on a 4-game winning streak. I think a loss, not in a heartbreaking fashion for sure. Get kind of like reignite that fire because when teams go on like a long winning streak, they kind of get complacent. So I'm glad. It does suck that we lost, obviously, but I am glad because we got the Broncos, Steelers, Browns with Deshaun. So that's our next 3 coming up. So we can get these in there, go 2-1, 3-0, clinch a playoff spot. I'll be good. But speaking of the Browns, not you. That boy Nick Chubb, man. That boy Spencer James. That boy Jacoby Brissett in his last game as a starter, proverbial starter for the Browns. I don't know how they did it, but hey, they took care of business at home against the Bucks, who are not heavily favored, but 3.5 is a pretty big spread. So tell me how they did it, Nacho. Tell me how they did it.
Hey man, I have no idea. To be honest, I don't know. The Browns hang tough, man, with everybody. Like I've been saying this for a while. The Bucks offense is not elite.
That's right.
I mean, he's just a hater. He's a Saints fan. It's because he's a Saints fan and they play each other a lot and whatever. No, they're not. They're not legit. And like everyone is, they had a good, they have a decent explosion against the Seahawks, who just gave up 40 points against the Raiders, the whole team. So they're not back. They're not. The Bucks are who we thought they were. They have Tom Brady, cool, but he's old, man. He's old. Like he can still win you games, yeah. He's probably gonna beat us on Monday. Probably won't because the Saints defense is pretty legit. But the Browns, man, you get the recipe to beat the Bucks and to beat Tom Brady is the same. Don't blitz, get home at 4. That's the rest. That literally everyone knows. Everyone goes into the season knowing the same how to beat Tom Brady. You don't blitz. You send 4 people and make it happen. That's it. And it was pretty even. But when you rush for 180 yards, like Nick Chubb was a man. Like Nick Chubb had 100 yards. That's what the Browns want to do. And the Bucks defense against the pass, great, but they're not great against the run. A lot of teams have great pass defenses. I'm thinking Cowboys, I'm thinking Bucks, but they are suspect against the run. And on the other side of the Bucks, they average like 3.7 yards a carry. Last in the NFL in yards per carry. They can't run the ball. You're gonna have 45-year-old Tom Brady slinging it 40 times, trying to win you games. He's not Patrick Mahomes at this point. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Justin Herbert. He is not the 20-year-old or 25-year-old he was. He's 20. He has 20 years of experience, 20 years of hits, 20 years of just wear and tear on that body. And you want him to go out and throw the ball 45 times? That's not going to win you. That's not sustainable. Browns defense, Myles Garrett got home a couple times. He got home when it mattered most, too. When it mattered most, he got there. And a lingering effect because they didn't take care of business and regulars in the regular season. In in the time before overtime, Tristan Wirfs, their star right tackle, he's gone. Like, he's hurt. He's gone for at least 4 weeks, maybe even longer than that. So, like, the Bucks are crumbling apart right before our eyes. And the Browns get Deshaun back. They survive. They got to 4-7, right? Yeah, 4-7. They got to 4-7. They played Texans, but they played Saints. Well, they didn't play the Saints immediately. They play the Bengals, which might be an L. But hey, they're hanging around. And with Deshaun coming back, we know we're not going to talk about how you're suspended, what happened. We don't really need to talk about everyone. If you know what's going on with Deshaun Watson, you know what's going on. But now that he's back, he is a top 10 quarterback when healthy, when he's playing on the field. And him being there stretches the defense. Okay, we got to worry about the pass now. You know what's going to benefit from all of this? Nick Chubb. So I'm happy that Nick Chubb is going to get some actual good burn. And I'm happy that the Bucks lost. Simple as that. The Bucks lost. Ha! Laugh in your face or whatever. But it's just a shame because everyone thinks, oh, the Bucks are going to figure it out. The Bucks are going to take advantage of this sorry division. No, they're not. They're part of they're not exception. They're not except from the rule. The NFC South is dog water this year. They are included in the dog water. They are ass. So are we. They have moments, they have games, they have stretch, they have quarters, they have plays, but they look like a Super Bowl team. But then they regress back to the normality of being ass. Bucks are ass, Saints ass, Falcons ass, Panthers ass. Someone's got to win the division. Let it be the Saints, so I can brag that we made the playoffs and we in there. And hey, just like USA, you get us to the dance. Get us to the dance. Shout out to USA beating Iran today. You know, now they're in the group of 16. Hey.
We call it Sweet 16 on this side.
Yeah, on America we say Sweet 16. But hey, they in the dance.
They in the dance.
You don't gotta be the best teams, you gotta be the best team that day. Hold on.
Hold on.
Exactly. Wow. Marinate on that. But yeah, go Browns. Oh, sorry. Oh, screw the Bucks. Yeah, try to cuss us here, but yeah. Screw the Bucks. Yeah.
No, yeah, I completely agree. This was a blunder because they actually had the ball. They had 2 timeouts. They could have tried for a last-second field goal to win the game, but they settled for overtime, which is weird. Like when you keep a team like the Browns in the game, like they're not the best team, but hey, if you slip up, you give them a room to hit you with a certain hit. That's what happens. Busted coverage. Amari Cooper, he dropped one earlier, but he made up for it. Setting up for a great goal, and then Nick Chubb pounded it in. Like, hey, and now we kind of predicted there were going to be probably 4 or 5 wins, and hey, there's still a chance for the Browns to make the playoffs. Slim, but there's still a possibility. But speaking of goddamn, the Dolphins, bro. We just announced it. They got flexed to Sunday Night Football for week 14, which is next week. But hey, that Dolphins team has a big test we're going to talk about tomorrow against the 49ers. But hey, they just, granted, it's the Texans, so I'm not going to take what they did with a huge grain of salt. But if they can be like that on both ends of the ball consistently, they're dangerous out. Because Tyreek Hill didn't have the best game. Waddle didn't. I think he had 80 yards, which is calm. The touchdowns didn't come from them; they came from the others. And that's dangerous when you're getting cooked, but not by Waddle and Hill. You're getting cooked by Cranecraft, and you're getting cooked by, I think, Grant, whatever his name, whoever that name is, and then Jeff Wilson in the backfield. Solo Dolo because Raheem Mostert's out. It's looking wow, this is popping up all over your screen, and then the defense getting a touchdown, defense getting 2 interceptions, short field position, and Tua did get me mad when he started the second half because like you're up 30 to zip. You don't need to be taking those hits at all because you're still concussions like they're gone, but they're still somewhat there remnants. Like you catch another one, it is another issue. So like that's another risk to getting hit. And then he got in the second half, he got flung. He looked like out like a wacky famous all winning tool man. Like that was a nasty hit he took. You don't need to be taking those when up 30 to nothing.
Right.
And I think after they did that, and they're like, yeah, we got he's up, we gotta pull him out. But there's nothing really much. Like they got the 49ers this week, and that's a big test. It's high powered offense against high powered offense, but decent defense, average defense against one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the league. We're gonna talk about tomorrow. But hey, they're leading the division. They still have a chance to get the 1 seed if the Chiefs slip up, which they might. They play the Bengals. We're gonna talk about tomorrow, but not really much to say. And then the Texans guy played Deshaun again, like the first time. You know, it's gonna be emotional for them and all that other shit. But hey, the Texans, they know what they're doing.
They know that it's not their year. They're gonna get the first pick. They're gonna get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud and rebuild. That's what they want. That's what they want to do. It's a suck that the Texans have to be this bad, but they're feisty. They covered for you. They covered for you. Speaking of it, they did not cover for you. We got Bears and Jets, where the Bears defense, man, the Bears team as a whole, without Justin Fields, is unwatchable. Like they made plays with Trevor Siemian, like Chase Claypool got involved, David Montgomery, he showed up. He was like, yeah, like I'm here, I'm him. But other than that, the defense, without Brisker, without whatever the other safety that they got, a corner,
Eddie Jackson got hurt.
Eddie Jackson got hurt. Like the freaking Jets MetLife Stadium, man.
Terrible turf.
Terrible turf. The guy replaced it. But like, there's more about the Jets. Mike, efficient White.
Facts.
He did his thing. We got no problems on this side, man. Like Elijah Moore. Shout out to him finally getting into the end zone after his great year last year. Garrett Wilson slowly showing that hey, Chris Olave is here. Chris Olave is him, but Garrett Wilson he's slowly creeping back up. But just overall, man, it's just like Jets did what they were supposed to do. Take advantage of a Justin Field less team.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And now, if Mike, see, here's the thing. As soon as Mike White, Moosey was like, oh yeah, it's game, GG's in the chat, like it's lit. But the same thing happened last year. They upset the Bengals, and then it was the Mike White train for like a good 2-3 weeks, and then he had a game and he threw like 3 interceptions. He was like, oh, yeah, this is why you are a backup. So they play the Vikings. I think they play the Bills again, and they play the Dolphins at Miami. So it's gonna be a test. I still think either try to develop Zach Wilson, but for him, there's no coming back from this. Honestly, not. New York media itself is crazy. We live in New York. We're from New York. Well, I live in New York. You don't, but we're from New York. We know how Jets fans get. We know how the media gets in New York, and it's not taking too kind of Zach Wilson at this moment. So there's no coming back. I think they can try to find solace in trading him somewhere who needs a quarterback and try to get at least a 3rd round pick or a 2nd round pick because he was a number 2 overall pick and he's had flashes, but that maturity is like another Baker Mayfield, and you don't want to be lumped in the same category as Baker Mayfield. Trust me, and smoke him that Baker pack always. So, but the Jets, Mike White, if you can be consistently good like this, the defense could carry you to the playoffs. And hey, who knows? Like you said, when we get into the dance, we have a chance. So, but this was speaking of getting to the dance, the Bengals and the Titans, pretty good teams. One team had to win, and I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised at the Bengals. They played pretty well defensively against the Titans. They matched up pretty well. I know Joe Burrow got hit a lot, but he didn't get the playoff game. That was atrocious. Not 8 or 9 sacks against them. That was atrocious. But even without Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. He was like, yo, I'm not too shabby myself now. I'm a second round receiver. Don't be sleeping on me now. And he had a great game actually. And P. Ryan, he's like, yo, and I'm a backup. I could be a starter for some teams now. Let's talk money. He did his thing. And the biggest surprise is that the defense did not allow Derrick Henry to go off in the running game. In the passing game, he had like 60-something yards, which is for Derrick Henry. Like, oh, what the hell? Like, where does this come from? But he had like, I think 100 total yards or close to, but he didn't have a touchdown because he got stripped. And then Treylon Burks came through. But the Titans, we know what they are. They're gonna bounce back. But it's more the other Bengals. They are. I think they won like a good couple of games in a row now. Like they're creeping up now. The the test of the season now is to get the Chiefs this week. And hey, we can flex that to Sunday night against the bum ass Colts and Eagles.
Yeah,
I'd rather that any day because that's the box office. But I think it's the American game of the week. It's cool. It's fine. But Bengals, it's not really much to say. Now Chase is back. Once Mixon gets back, then their team will be whole again. But there's still chinks in that armor. Like I believe in them, but it's kind of hard to like root for them because I'm a Ravens fan, so it's screw Bengals on that side. But as a non-biased opinion, they're tough out as well.
is that it?
That's all I got.
Titans, man. One, that touchdown that Derrick Henry scored but didn't score. I was a little upset with that. The Titans just never seem to be like they never are out of games because that again, Mike Vrabel is like a great coach and they have a great like smash mouth for play defense and gonna run the ball. But there's limitations to that. Ryan Tannehill isn't good. He doesn't scare you. He's not gonna be the reason like I talked about Daniel Jones. You can win with him, but he's not gonna be the reason why you win. Like he's not. He doesn't scare you like Joe Burrow.
Say it again for the broke bitches in the back.
Overall, I just think that like it's just a shame because it's like damn. Like as much as I love Derrick Henry, the Titans playing a sorry AFC South, so they're gonna win 5 or 6 games from that. It's like you gotta beat. Like you don't get credit for almost wins. You almost beat the Chiefs. You almost beat the Bengals. You know, like the team that you're going, like you have to place in the playoffs. Like you don't get points for almost beating them. You have to beat them. Like simple as that. Point blank. Period. And you did. It's like Bengals, they show up. Jamar Chase coming back. That's going to be great for them. And Joe Mixon coming back from concussion, also going to be great for them. So the Bengals offense is going to get better and better. This was the game to strike when the iron's hot. And they did not. So it's just a shame. Simple as that. But again, it was kind of a shame. Falcons Commanders was a snooze fest for most of it. But hey, Tyler Heineke, man. I think the Commanders. Ooh, the Commanders. The name redacted. They won like 4 or 5 or like 5 of the last 6 or something like that. Like they're cooking. They cooking with something. Like they're not great games. They're ugly games. They're ugly wins. But hey, he's doing what he can. He's not losing the games. He's making plays. And Brian Robinson, my God, Brian Robinson showed like, yo, this is the game that everyone's like, okay, damn, like, all right. It's like a Homelander from The Boys. Like, all right, yes. Like, congratulations. He chucked somebody into the end zone. Like, eat my shoulder pad. Like, the Commanders play with a physicality that most teams don't. And also, they still don't have Chase Young for some reason. He's cleared to play. He just didn't play for some reason.
Yeah, definitely weird.
Or whatever. But when he comes back, that defense is going to get even better. So it's like, can Taylor Heineke not lose you games? He can win you games, but can he not turn the ball over? That remains to be seen. But because the Falcons' defense is, come on, only 19 points against them. Like, come on now. But overall, good job. Good job, Commanders. You get
Yeah, bro. Like they were favored. They won the game. The defense stepped up, but the offense, besides like Taylor Heineke, he's gonna take you so far. Like the train, I think they won like six straight after starting like 0-2 or something like that, 0-3. Like it's was weird, but they're winning games. I'm like, yo, like who would have thought? Now they play the Giants, and it's definitely a winnable game as well. So my story's on the Commanders here. The Falcons, they played hard, they tried, but again, Mariota did Mariota things, and he's just not good. He's just not good. Like he's just not good. Like not to say he's a broken man, but I just don't think he's a starting quarterback anymore. Which there's only 32 of them in the league. Like it's not a lot of them. So if he could find solace in trying to be a backup for somebody, being a veteran in a locker room somewhere, hey, awesome. But for right now, at this moment in time, he's not it. Now I think it's time for the Desmond Ritter show because you haven't seen him, and who knows who it could be. But they probably won't do that. So, it's whatever. Now, one of the it was a close second place for game of the week. Close second place because we both know what the game of the week was. We're gonna talk about that next. But Chargers came back, 2-point conversion. Same thing with the Jags. Did to my Ravens. They took the 2-point and won the game. Both teams wanted to win and both teams deserved to win. But there's two things I want to point out. One, Kyler Murray is going to be the reason why they lose games. Not because of his skill or lack thereof. It's because of his attitude. He has a very nasty attitude, and it's starting to like seep into the locker room. It's starting to seep into like the press conferences and the media availabilities. Like, once you see that, I'm like, yo, that's not okay. Your quarterback, like I know Lamar had a moment like that, but that was like it was a rare blip moment of bad course of judgment. But consistently for the last couple weeks now, he's been saying things that's just been rubbing me the wrong way. Like, oh, like we got fucked out there, or I think he said something like our scheme was trash, or like criticizing the coach and all that other stuff. Like, yo, bro, realistically, Cliff is gonna be fired after the season, and if you don't cut it, my brother, you might get traded. They might want to start a whole new rebuild somewhere because you still got D Hop. Locker room cancer. Thank you, Dylan. Yeah, exactly. Locker room cancer. And that's just like, I'm not going to say you're worse than Zach Wilson because you actually would take accountability, but you're damn close, damn near close to that. So you got to shape up. But and the second thing I want to point out is we played Madden.
If you're a fan of ShabazzTV or a fan of football, you've played Madden at some point in your life. Yeah.
We've had a lot of good battles in Madden, and we're never going to. Why did you go for it on 4th and 2, but not, bro? Because I'm not trying to give you the ball back. The hell, like we can both score on each other. I'm not trying to give you the chance to score. I'm trying to keep this drive alive. That's why. Oh, why? I never went for 2 personally. I wasn't really a fan of that, but I understand why people do it. Now, people was attacking Brandon Staley for his risky play calling when it doesn't go right, but then they're praising him when it does.
Yeah,
that gets me so mad. Like the inconsistency is there. You can't criticize him for this is why you're going to get fired and all. Which is I think he's going to be done after the season. Even if they make it to the playoffs or not, I think Sean Payton is going to be the new coach. I think Sean Payton is going to be the new coach because he was talking a lot like brightly about Justin Herbert on a Colin Cowherd show. Yo, I see the writings on the wall. I see the vision, and that will be crazy. That's another pipe dream idea for another video. But they criticize him week in, week out for his aggressive play calling and going for 2s and going for 4th downs. But when he doesn't hit it, they're like, oh, is he the reason why Justin Herbert's not good? Everyone's shitting on Justin Herbert, but now they do it and it works out. Oh, analytics to save the day. Bro, BS. They gotta find a narrative and stick to the narrative, which is why one of my goals or dreams, like a long shot dream, be on TV one day. Well, if I'm ever given the opportunity to be on TV and I have takes that people that's like on the internet and that's forever, similar to this is on the internet forever, yo, I'm not gonna switch up my take. Oh nah. It was like for the smoking packet, we both been consistent about it. Fuck Baker, been consistent about it. There's certain things you gotta be consistent on. Analytics and going for twos and going for fourth downs, if you're against it, you can't praise it when it works out. You just can't. You just can't. So shout out to the Chargers. A bounce back win after a heartbreaking loss to the Chiefs. They get a heartbreaking win against the Cardinals, and now they play. Trying to remember, I think they play the Raiders.
Yep.
Who? Speaking of the Raiders, I don't know if you want to say anything or not.
Yeah, let me say like so. So Darren's raised like I like the aggressiveness. She's just not the guy. Brandon Staley, like, is what she watched. You can't.
You need an offensive coach.
You can't be a. You're supposed to be a offensive coach too. No, he rose up the ranks as a defensive coach, and now he's an offensive mastermind. It's crazy, but it's like you can't say I want to go for a fourth down on your own 30 or your own 40, and then like when you play the Chiefs, when you have a chance to win, you say we're not gonna go for it. We're gonna like this is the same thing with Doug Peterson and Brandon Staley, right? Analytics say don't go for two, go for overtime. No. Jaguars went for two because they had no business being in that game. If we win, we're gonna win and steal the game from the jaws of defeat. Still victory from the jaws of defeat. Chargers had no business winning this game. The Cardinals gave the game away basically, and the Chargers had to take it. Eventually, they was like, "All right, we're gonna win this one. All right, cool, thank you." But it's like Brandon Staley is gone. Cliff Kingsbury is going to be gone as well, and it's going to be that. And Sean Payne might get Sean Payne's on the contract, so as long the Chargers, they got to send us a pick. They got to send us some. We leaving here with something. We leaving here with something. And speaking of leaving here with something, Josh Mother effing Jacobs.
Game of the year?
No, Vikings Bills. That will be game of the year. That's like a potential Super Bowl preview. Like that could happen in the Super Bowl. Like
game of the week though for sure. Game of the week. I guess the game of the month, but game of the week.
Game of the week, yeah. Game of the week for sure, yeah. Because man, Josh Mother effing Jacobs, man. Good things happen when you run the ball. You especially have been saying this for weeks from the beginning of the season. Run the ball. This goes for the Packers. This goes for Buffalo. This goes for the Chiefs. This goes for your Ravens. This goes for the Saints. Every team you talk about, you say, run the ball. Good things happen. Take the ball out of the quarterback's hands. Hey, Josh Jacobs is an underrated top 10 running back in the league. Why not give him the ball 20, 30 times? He, by himself, had like 300 yards of offense. By himself. Yeah. Oh, you don't think you had a chance against Kansas City Monday Night Football weeks ago? You were running the ball effectively. He was averaging like 5 yards a carry, and then you stopped. Why? I don't know. You're up 17 points. You would think, hey, against Kansas City, hey, let's run the clock and let's play ball control and keep the defense off the field, right? Right? Like, bro, college highlight play exactly. That does not happen in the NFL. To win the game, an 86 yard dash to right up the middle.
That's Madden shit, bro. Madden my career, basically.
Bro, there's no, we're gonna scheme him open. Nope, it was a Chris Johnson-esque from like 2009. We're literally just, we're gonna hand the ball off, and he's right up the middle.
And I was thinking Michigan on Saturday against Ohio State, like those two like 70-yard breaks. Like, whoop, I'm out of here.
Right. No scheming, no, we're gonna get to flip it off to him and he's gonna make people miss. No. Literally it was part like the Red Sea, and I'm gone. Josh Jacobs is that guy. Derek Carr got hurt in the beginning of the game. He came back. So you gotta watch out for his rib injury.
That dog in him.
And shout out to the Seahawks, man, because Seahawks they're turning into pumpkins, and I don't like that. I want Seattle to be good because I want Geno to be good, but at some point you're like, damn, you are who you are. You are who you are. And
You are.
Seattle's a good team. They're a great story. They're not supposed to be in the playoffs. They had the over-under was like 5 or 6 wins. They're going to smash the over, which is great. They still got to play the Rams. They play the Rams this week. They're going to beat them, right? And, like, that's simple as that. But it's like at some point, and they still got to play the Chiefs. And they got to play the Niners again. So it's like, damn. Whew. So this was like one of the, you talked about get the wins now while you can, before your schedule gets tough. This was a winnable game, but the Raiders, they fight, man. Josh McDaniels, yeah, he's gonna be gone after the season, but
nah, they don't got the money because John Gruden getting paid regardless.
right.
So they stuck with him.
They still got John Gruden, and they're not just gonna fire another coach after a year. So they stuck with him. So if you can start racking up the wins, this is the Raiders team. This is the offense at least that was okay. They got Derek Carr, they got Devontae Adams, they got Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller whenever he comes back,
Hunter Renfro
when he comes back from IR. It's like, okay, this is the offense that the Raiders. Like, everyone's okay. The Raiders have a good offense. It took 10 weeks because that back-to-back of good showing. But Kenneth Walker, Seahawks running back, he's a man. He is a rookie, but he is doing good things. But Geno Smith kind of lost in that game. He threw a pick that didn't count, but then he threw a back-breaking interception that did count and lost in the game. Simple as that. But Raiders fight, and the Raiders they have a good chance. I'm not saying they're going to beat the Chargers. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. But shout out to the Raiders. Shout out to Josh Jacobs. Obviously, AFC Player of the Week. Obviously. If they gave it to anybody else, then that award means nothing.
For sure. 2 takeaways, mainly. The first one, myself been on that running back train, so I'm glad I got that take right. Chills Adonis also, with regards to Josh Jacobs, when we had him on the show, he was like, "Yo, if you think he gets like at least like 20 carries, they're like basically a high ass win percentage. When he doesn't, the odds of them losing are high. So basically, we gotta get to around 20 carries. Get that man 20 carries. Boom. Touches, get him touches, passing, because he could catch the rock and he could run it. He had a great one-handed catch, snagged it in, extra effort. Like this year, like he's trying to put on a show. Like, y'all must have forgot. Like everyone was like, I think last year he had like a down year, and there was a lot of like speculation that John Gruden didn't like him and all the other stuff. But he's on a contract year. He's trying to get an extension. He's playing like a big boy. Playing like a man possessed. Like, come on now. Second thing, Seahawks. I put it in our group chat before he bounced back, but Geno looked like he was regressing a little bit. Now, is the sauce gone? Like, is the magic sauce gone? They've lost 2 straight. They've offered bye. They lost to the Bucks, had a bye, came back and lost. Like, that can't happen. Obviously, you're not supposed to win you can't win all your games off a bye, but the adjustments were not made. Pete Carroll, you're a defensive coach. Your defense is about 40 points. Hey, that's tough. That's tough. Offensively, like you said, Kenneth Walker, the dude. DK, great catching. Tyler Lockett, good. All that. All that's there. But now you're 6-5, and now you're second in your division. Ooh. Like, you need to win your division to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that if you go, let's say 9-10, no, 9-8, 10-7, you might not make it. Because let's just count it off. You got the Vikings, Eagles, Eagles. The 1 year old, I'll say the Saints. I still got faith. Saints, and then 49ers. That's 4.
We ain't winning. We ain't getting the playoffs
unless you win your division.
Unless we get another division. So
let's just say, because your division is still winnable.
Yeah, exactly. So don't count us in the hunt.
But you gotta have a division winners. That's what I'm saying. Those are the 4. Cowboys. Another team in the East. So hopefully I'm gonna say the Giants. Your best bet is to beat out the Commanders, or you're not making the playoffs. That's your best bet. Y'all need to lock in. Got another candidate for locking the fuck in because y'all play the Rams. And the Rams are, we're gonna talk about them literally next. They are in deep shit right now. If you lose them and go 6-6, yo, you gotta get it together. Is the sauce gone? You had a again a rebuilding this is a rebuilding team. They had a great start, but in essence, they are a rebuilding team. They got rookies all over. They got a person who was a backup quarterback and a proverbial bust for a decade, having some fountain of youth, Madden recovery, whatever. They got good pieces around it, but in essence, it's still a rebuilding franchise.
Yeah.
You can't complain. You got Denver's first round pick, and I think their second round pick too. Yo, the foundation is there. So just lock in and try to make the playoffs because y'all definitely can. Y'all being excited and out, especially like when the division had host a playoff game. Sheesh. But speaking of exciting teams who just keep finding ways to, Jacobs is on a contract year.
It was a first round pick back in 2017, and so they get 4 years, and then you have a 5th year option.
They declined it.
So now he's like, "Damn, all right, you want to decline my option? All right, bet I'm gonna show you why I'm worth this money, and hopefully another team gets him, like the Saints." But Rams Chiefs, keep it short. Chiefs, man, they played this game on rookie mode, man. They slept through this game. They were chilling. Like they didn't need to. Bryce Perkins tried his best, but no, the Rams are cooked this year. And the fall from grace from winning the Super Bowl, it's like when Thanos, right? Thanos won, right? So Thanos won in an Infinity War. At what cost? What did it cost you? So it's like
everything.
Rams, they won the Super Bowl. Fantastic. Cool. City for LA, they get a championship. Cool. But at what cost? Because now they have no first round pick. They gave it to the Lions. They have no first round picks for until 2027. They have aging free agents like Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, who keeps getting burned and cooked. And you got no quarterback because Stafford's hurt. And they're not going to bring him back because he's on contract. They just signed him for so long. They have injured stars of Cooper Kupp and Stafford. Aaron Donald is a bad man, but he can't do everything by himself. And Jalen Ramsey is getting burnt. As a corner, you can't be doing that. So it's like, at what point, like the Rams, you won a Super Bowl, but at what cost? Think about that. Ponder that. Anything you want to say as we move on to the sad was my team?
If you know what's crazy, the Chiefs find ways to win, but now they look like they have a running game now. And that was one thing that everyone did not want to happen. Everyone thought they was gonna get that with CEH, but it's looking like a dub. Pacheco in the 7th round, looking like the biggest steal of the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know Tyreek Woolen would have something to say about that, but 7th round pick, he was like in the last part of the depth chart, climbed his way up, worked his way up, and got injury stress. Had 100 yards last week and a tutty. Had a tutty again this week, 60 yards. Like, yo, they gave him Mahomes breaks, and you don't want this man having breaks now. The defense is playing all right, but they played the Rams, and you already talked about how proverbial shit show the Rams are. Now they have a test next week against the Bengals. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow, but hey, give him a running game. Let eat some clock. Yo, Chiefs, man, looking nasty. I think they could clinch it. I don't think they could clinch a playoff spot because the AFC is still like jam packed. I think the only ones who can is the Vikings and the Eagles. But yo, it's about time. A couple weeks, probably by our birthday, they'll probably when I think they play the Broncos, bro, they're gonna probably clinch the playoff spot. Believe that. But Nacho, your pain is there. Real quick before you go, 49ers, even offensively, they looked anemic. Saints defense showed out and held that part in. Defense forced a lot of turnovers, and they did not let don't do anything. I think it's Jameis time. I've been saying this. I agree with you. I think it's Jameis time because if not now, then when? and why not? In the words of Moosey, or why not? The natural, the floor is yours, my brother in faith.
Well, ladies and gents, if it's not known, get familiar. I am a Saints fan. I've been a Saints fan since 2008. This is a new low. This is a new low. If you ever watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged, it's like, you know that Vegeta scene when he's in the water? It's like, it's a new feeling. Pride in someone else, right? Unfortunately, it's overshadowed by all of this unyielding rage. And I'm not going to be like we hooping on TikTok, like, oh, ripping my key. Like, no, I'm not going to do all that. I'm going to be soft. I'm going to be calm. Be calm because no one expected us to win this game. Nobody expected us to win. I had my bro Matt, Renell. I had a lot of people betting on the Niners. I get that, and I understand that because hey, the Niners right now probably the second or third best team in all of the NFL. The defense has been hellacious for like the last 4 weeks. They have not given up a single point in the second half, like 0 points in the second half. They've been fantastic. The offense, literally, bring back Joe. Yes, Jameis Winston. We're gonna talk about him in a second. Well, I'm gonna talk about him in a second. Hey, man, we had chances. We weren't just completely shut out. Our defense played their asses off for like the first time all year. For the first time, we looked like the 2021 Saints defense that carried us to winning 7 games. Oh, it was 8 games because it was 8 and 9. I don't know what happened to Dennis Allen. He is not a head coach. He is not a head coach. He is a defensive guy, defensive coordinator, but he is not a head coach. Hey, for the first time in a while, we had less penalties than the other team. They had 7, we had 6. But a lot of we had a pick. Not a pick 6, but a pick that got brought back to like the 10-yard line. Oh, illegal touching, illegal contact. Bring it back. It's like we don't have the amount of penalties that like other teams. We lead the league in penalties. Guess what? We do. And it's just a shame because every time you think we're going to do something right, something goes wrong. We're like the Cowboys of Stephen A. Smith's dreams. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. Where it's like, damn, Kamara, first drive of the game, start moving the ball a little bit. Then a well-placed fumble, peanut punch, Falcon, punch, boom, ball comes out, Falcons. Niners go down, kick a field goal, down. Now we're down behind the 8 ball, 3-0. Don't do anything for a little bit. Then they score a touchdown. It's 10-3. It's 10-0. It's 10-0 at halftime. Still within reach. They're not doing anything. They're not. The Niners have first team All-Pro running back Christian McCaffrey. First team All-Pro tight end George Kittle. First team All-Pro receiver Debo. First team All-Pro left tackle Trent Williams. And they only scored 13 points. That says a lot about Jimmy G and the limitations that the Niners have. He threw the ball 37 times. There's no reason why Jimmy G throws the ball 37 times unless they can't run the ball because they couldn't because the Saints defense is pretty good. 2 chances at the goal line. Kamara fighting for extra yards. Boom. Fantastic hit by the safety for the Niners. Elbow or helmet right to the ball. Pops up. Fumble. We don't recover it. Boom. We get the ball back. Another chance. Andy Dalton. So he sells so much. He sells on the Saints so much. And a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of people are like, oh, it's not necessarily his fault. It's injuries on top of that. He's not a starter. Like, he's not. Jameis Winston, for all the jokes, all the 30 for 30s, all the craziness, the interviews, the W's, and all that craziness he does, he was a first-round pick. He's a first overall pick. He has the talent. Got to rein it in. Kind of like Josh Allen. We got to rate. He's wild. He might make an amazing throw. He might make an amazing play, but he also might make your interception. But at some point, you need to inject some new life into like the Saints. This ain't the Saints of old. This ain't the Saints for the last 15 years of my life with Drew Brees and Sean Payton at the helm. They're gone. They're not coming back. And the sad part is every single time it was reported Sean Payton came back before when we had a Thursday night game and we played the Raiders afterwards. We shut them out 24-0. Sean Payton came back, talked about the team, and got us right. Drew Brees came back for the Superdome against the Rams. We beat them 27-20. It's like, why does it take legends of the Saints to come back and rejuvenate this team? It shouldn't take that. Dennis Allen, it starts with you. You have to be the leader that we thought we had. Well, we guess we failed because we kept everything internal and not tried to get better. We stayed stagnant. We got complacent. Oh, this team is built to win a Super Bowl. Defensively, it took 12 weeks, but yes, defensively you are. We still have Chris Olave. Olave, a dog. Kamara, 2 fumbles for the first time in his career. I am not upset. I mean, bad time fumbles, of course, but the track record for Kamara, I'm okay with that. He's good. To hold that Niners defense is legit. They are. Simple as that. But the throw, I wish I had it ready to queue up, and I don't, unfortunately. That throw that Andy Dalton made, the throw that he made, let me see if I can find it. Well, I'm trying to talk as I find it. But the throw that he made against the freaking throw he made to Chris Olave, is just a shame. It's just a shame because, like, I can't even find it because there's so much work to go find it. We need Jameis Winston, if nothing else, to bring energy, to bring something new to the table. And Dennis Allen has the same lame-ass excuses. Oh, we played well enough to win. We just need to execute. You've said the same thing the entire season. Has it worked out? No, it has not. Jameis Winston, bring him back. Monday Night Football against Tampa Bay, the same team that dropped him, the same team that said, we will not win the Super Bowl with you. Bring him back. Let him kick ass against the same team that dropped him. What a redemption arc. Then maybe we go on a run. Take the division. This NFC South is sorry as shit. Take the division from whoever wants to win it. We're 4-8. The Bucks are 5-6. We win on Monday. We're 5-7. They're 5-8. They're 5-8 or 5-7. We have a chance here, guys. We're 1.5 games behind. Get their shit together. Period. Simple as that. Because right now, like, I'm going to be a fan my entire life. I'm a Saints fan through and through. There's no, I'm also this fan or I want this. No, I'm a Saints fan. And it's just a damn shame how we've been playing. Simple as that. Packers, Eagles. Aaron Rodgers gets hurt. Jalen Hurts ran the ball for like 150 yards. The Eagles as a team ran for like almost 400 yards. Packers defense sold. Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Jordan Love time. Aaron Rodgers says he's good enough to play on Sunday against the Bears, though. So we'll see about that. I wish we didn't do the shows on Wednesday because injury reports come out on like Friday and stuff like that. It kind of burned us in the past. Because if I knew it was going to be Trevor Siemian and not Justin Fields, I would have picked the Jets too as well. But it is what it is. I'm done. You talk, bro. I'm done. You're muted, by the way.
Thank you. My bad. I think that there's elements from this game that you could think, oh yeah, the Eagles could, if they're on, but they're definitely laps in their offense. Like Jalen Hurts is reverting back to old habits, and I'm like not going through his progressions and looking to run instead of pass. Like he's doing what Justin Fields is doing now. I don't know. Now it was working, so I if it ain't broke, don't fix. I mean, don't change it. I get it, but against the better teams, when he plays 49ers, can't do that. You can't do that. Like, and I think, and hey, when you play the Cowboys next week. No, wait, no, not eventually. I think whatever. Whenever you play the Cowboys again, you can't do it. You can't do that.
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. Ooh, that's a great matchup. Christmas Day. That's a good Christmas present.
Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, one of those two. But yeah,
same shit. Cowboys. I said Cowboys. Packers. I think that this is a good opportunity to see what Jordan Love is about. Everyone's going to say the same thing, and everyone has been saying the same thing. So I'm just going to repeat what they were saying. If Jordan Love plays well, you could possibly trade him for some pieces to help Aaron Rodgers have one more chance, or a couple more chances to win a ring. Because you can't trade Aaron Rodgers. That dead cap is going to be that's just can't you can't work with that. If he plays bad, like he's on his 5th-year option because you drafted him in the first round. Like, yeah, all right, you could not sign him, but you can like sign him for less. But then Aaron Rodgers saying he might play, so it might squander his opportunity. Hey, there's no chance of y'all making the playoffs at this moment. Now, if y'all go, y'all 4-8 right now, y'all go 9-8, not even y'all go 9-8, go 5-0 down the stretch, and everyone else sells the bag. I highly doubt you'll make the playoffs because you lost to the Giants and you lost to the Commanders. Those are the other teams that you are fighting for the last wild card spots for. I don't think you get it. I don't think they get it. So I think realistically what happened, what you should do, sit Aaron Rodgers out, which is what Colin Cowherd has been saying. Sit him out, get him a higher draft pick, and that's pretty much it. That's what I think you should do. Because you have the Raiders pick. You have your first-round pick. Why not? Try to build something for Aaron for his last swan song. And that's it. But if Jordan Love impresses you, you can even keep Jordan Love as your future. Like the same thing that happened with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. You can do that. You definitely can do that. So it's going to be dope to see. Last game, and before we head up out of here, Steelers and Colts, the Fighting Jeff Saturdays. I have nothing really much to say about this game. It does suck that Najee got hurt because he was rolling. He was heating up. He was definitely doing right. But then he hurt his abdomen. Hopefully he gets healthy. I would hate for that to happen. Kenny Pickett played a mistake-free game. He didn't have like the big yardage, but he definitely had a pretty good game. A pretty solid game through and through. And it'd be like that sometimes. And then the last thing, I know you say Matt Ryan's cooked, but this one's all on Jeff Saturday. How do you say, oh, we had I didn't know, we had 3 timeouts. You had 3 timeouts. Either 2 or 3, one of those. Matt Ryan ran 14 yards. That's a timeout. You call that timeout. To recalibrate, and everyone and their mama knew that you was gonna run the ball with JT because that's what y'all been doing the whole night, and he was eating the whole night. Did that get you trying to maybe do a play action pass? Maybe try to find Michael Pittman. Maybe try to find someone else. Like when you're so predictable like that, and this is why everyone's like, "Oh, Jeff Saturday, Jeff fighting Saturday." Bro, there's a reason why you're not a coach, bro. I'm happy that you are a coach because you give other players a chance to kind of jump the ladder who want to be coaches and like kind of like dismiss all like you don't have the experience or like you kind of. I'm glad for that, for coaching and moving forward and progressive. But sometimes when you're not that guy, pal, trust me, you're not that guy, and he's not. Now they play the Eagles. That's another L. Another Eagles. They play the Cowboys. Yo, it's a battle of bad coaching. But the roster, the coach defense actually played pretty well. The special teams kicked off the second half, 89-yard kickoff return. Like that was like momentum was there, but coaching squandered those opportunities. Along with Matt Ryan being cooked, that definitely is a fact. But this one's just Saturday. Like my brother in faith, we gotta lock in. That's what I gotta say. Shout out to the Steelers though, Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin,
That was the
19-3 all
season.
time. Yeah, he's like 19-3 all time on Monday Night Football. Like he's
That's
awesome.
insane.
Like good. That Mike Tomlin's the GOAT, one of the GOATs of my life at least. And hey, Kenny Pickett, like you said, he didn't play bad, but he didn't play great. He played decent.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, cool. That's it. I'm just proud that they won the game. They won a game they were supposed to. And simple as that. Like I got no real thing to say. It was a good game ish. Boring in the first half, got real good in the second half. But yeah, the loss is on Jeff Saturday. You can't mismanage the clock like that. Matt Ryan has one of the best runs of his career, like back-to-back weeks or like second time in 3 weeks because he played the Raiders. He had like a 35-yard run. Like his old bag of bones had a great run for first down. And then they didn't call timeout to recalibrate, like you said. So if they did that, then who knows what would have happened? Who knows what would have happened? But yeah, man.
Facts.
That's it. That's that. That's week 12. That's Thanksgiving
Oh,
weekend.
wait. Our candidates for locking the fuck in, what did they do? They did not. I had the Vikings. They locked in. They bounced back. I had my Ravens. I was like, yo, watch out for a potential upset. And it happened. You got to be better. And Russell Wilson, Sierra's husband, smoking that packet. You had the Jets offense. They did lock in indeed. Taylor Heineke, he did not, but they caught the win. So I don't know how you want to. Do you want to tug a tie? I call it a wash, but
It's a wash. He did enough to win the game. Simple as that.
yeah, enough to win. And then Justin Herbert, Van City, that was my last one. It worked out, but again, people are gonna be like, "Oh, but if it didn't work out, you'll be on it." Justin Herbert tried his best, damnedest to win that game, and you saw it that whole last drive.
It wasn't Brandon Staley who locked in. It definitely was Justin Herbert.
It was Justin Herbert more so, yeah. So, hey,
but yeah, what's your right now before we end the show? Right now, cards on the table, Super Bowl pick. So starting today, every Tuesday, we're gonna make like a pick, right? Like an ever evolving pick. I should probably make the banner. I'm not gonna create a banner.
we do it later.
I got you right now. Super Bowl pick right now. Right now, who is in the playoffs? Who is don't look right now. Don't look.
Look at it. I gotta look at the playoff pictures, huh? I look at the playoff. All right. Super Bowl pick right now. Ravens versus 49ers. Ravens winning. Rematch of 2012. And Ravens winning.
For me, what was that?
Oh, I think I was checking something.
It was like dun dun dun. Me, I'd probably go Chiefs versus. I want to say Chiefs Vikings. Chiefs Vikings with the Chiefs win.
Okay. That's dope.
Well, as Stephen A said, this is fluid.
It's fluid.
It's an ever evolving pick. It's an ever evolving pick. You feel me?
Also, I want to implement something. Players of the week.
Josh Jacobs off rep.
Off, and then defensive. Micah Parsons. He had 2 sacks. No. Who was it? It was someone who had an interception and I forgot his name. Forgot what team he played for. Oh my god, it's gonna drive me crazy the whole time because someone definitely had. Quandre Diggs had 2 picks. I think not a fumble recovery. He had 2 picks though, so he was definitely there, but they lost. So you got to win to get in. So,
someone from the Niners. I would say Nick Bosa. He had a game-winning sack.
True. But it's a working time. It's a working thing.
Working thing, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys tomorrow for week 13. Week 13. Oh my god, I'm about to cry. Oh my god.
You only have 2 games on by, so it'll be a 15-game slate. So get your popcorn ready. I know fantasy playoffs are about to start soon, so I'm pretty sure trades are done. But if you have questions about start and sit, please ask. Engage with us in the chat. We appreciate my bro Diamond always popping up and asking questions and saying stuff what he thinks. But hold on, we're gonna make this money. But until tomorrow, I'm gone. I'm gone. Like, I'm gone. I don't know about that.
All right, yes, I'm Shabazz. That's Nanny Babs. This has been Week 12 recap. Ravens blew on the lead. We talked about that. Saints got shut out for the first time in 20 years. We talked about a lot today. We're going to talk about a lot more tomorrow. So until then,
Peace.
It's funny, I know about it. Certain to somebody. Sometimes